Hi everyone, James Copeland here with another episode of the Vintage RV series, and today I've been asked to do a short video on how to light a water heater in a vintage RV. Now this is not the original water heater in my 1975 Winnebago Indian. Originally it had something of a water heater where it would actually heat it from the engine coolant. It had two pipes coming all the way back, and it would actually circulate through the hot water heater while you were driving, in addition to be able to heat it from propane. But this one is a replacement. It's about 30 years old, so it'll cover pretty much any hot water heater you have that's about 30 years old. This is an Atwood hot water heater. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and check your propane supply. Make sure you don't have any leaks. On the back side of the unit, you want to do the soap water test to make sure that there's no sort of leaks or anything as far as the gas goes. So you turn the gas on, and then you open up the cover right here. First thing you want to do is make sure, if you haven't used the hot water heater before, that this tube right here, you want to make sure that that is cleaned out of any nests, because spiders like to build nests in here, and that's definitely not good. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and turn the pilot on right here. So this allows you to go ahead and stick a lighter in here and go ahead and light the pilot. A trick you can use is you can heat up the thermocouple right here, and this allows you to go ahead and make it a little bit faster. So what happens when you heat this is the thermocouple allows the gas valve to open on the actual burner. And now once it's heated up, you go ahead and turn it to the on position. And if you haven't been using your hot water heater before, the main burner will fire, and it'll be kind of loud actually. And once that fires, it'll start heating the water. I'm trying to give you a little bit of a closer look here where you can see the actual flame. This is the pilot down here, and then up here, this thing is what the thermocouple is. So you're really just reaching in here and turning this on. And so then when you would flip it over to the on position, which is right here, then if this hot water heater was off, you'd actually have a big flame coming out here. And so don't let that startle you. It'll settle down within a few seconds, and then it'll just start heating it. And in my experience, really that big burner doesn't often come on. It's not unless you're, really using a lot of hot water. Most of the time, the pilot is just going to keep things going. So this is a hot water heater. I believe this is from around 1992 or so. It really doesn't have any electronic controls whatsoever. It's purely manual, but really easy to use. The other thing I'll point out right here is you have the temperature regulation right here. So I've never really messed with that. I've not really had a need to do so. And another thing that you want to check before you are using your hot water heater is right over here. This is the anode rod, and this is really important because it can really extend the life of your hot water heater. I replace the anode rod at least once a year in mine because I'm a full timer. Some of you may want to even do that sooner. So all you have to do right here is you have to empty the water tank, turn everything off and unscrew this anode rod, and then you'll see how bad it is when it actually comes out, because it eats away the anode rod instead of the inside of your tank. And so you can find these anywhere. You just can put some Teflon tape here and put in a new anode rod, and that is really, really easy to help you to save your tank and extend the life of the tank. And like I said, this is the 30-year-old tank, and it's doing just fine. Very easy to maintain. So finally, keep in mind that this doesn't actually cover what would have been original to this vehicle. Like I said, originally this hot water heater had two lines that came all the way back from the engine. I actually tore those lines out because I didn't want to have that fail, and because it was basically doing a loop through back here, and if that hose had gone, then I would have engine coolant all over the place. So I decided to tear that out and not have to worry about it. But this will cover most replacement water heaters kind of from this era of the early 90s as far as the Atwood water heaters go. So I hope you've enjoyed episode 3 of the Vintage RV series. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.